As Julie mentioned, the youngest fighter on the card tonight, only 19 years of age for Jaylon McDaniel. He is 3 inches taller. They both weighed in at the featherweight limit. Reach advantage for Jaylon McDaniel as well. Remember, there is a contract on the line tonight. 5 winners narrowed down to 2 finalists. Our celebrity panel chooses from those finalists, and the winner appears in our regular season in 2022. Lauren says it's round number 1 beside the cage. Our referee to oversee the action is Marcos Perez. And pro debut night on the Challenger Series begins now. No touch of the gloves. Oh! And a nice right hand from Jaylon McDaniel. Forces the shot from Daeri Alderman.
Yeah, that was a beautiful 1-2 to start. I'm not sure Alderman expected that.
Alderman looking to wrestle his way out of trouble here. Jaylon McDaniel starting fast.
Yeah, just a textbook 1-2 as he tries to defend this double leg. Alderman really going for it here. Tremendous counter wrestling here from McDaniel so far.
And even in that flurry, excellent job by Jaylon McDaniel to listen to his corner. You heard his corner shouting out, wrestle first, and he was able to fight that takedown up until this point. Now he finds himself on the seat of his shorts.
Yeah, Alderman in a much better position now, able to get his shoulders into the hips of McDaniel's where he has much better control, but now McDaniel gets right back to his feet here.
A lot of action already through the first minute of this featherweight bout. Well, Randy Couture, you can start things off in your pro debut fast, or you can start them off like that, furious.
Yeah, I think both guys are a little astonished at how that started out. Getting dropped right out of the gate. Those nerves, man, they're undeniable, and we've seen it time and time again. Guys walk out in their first time, they're in great shape, and their conditioning suffers a little from the adrenaline dump.
Yes, Jaylon did an amazing job, 1-2, connecting that 2, but now he has to stay away from that wrestle. He has to go back, fighting, go back to the cage, get the middle, and both guys are doing an amazing job. They're looking to control that round.
Todd Gurley, what do you think of the fast start in this one?
Oh, I love the way Jaylon came out, right out of the start. Just the whole environment. Young guy, should be out here having fun. Looks like he's having a lot of fun right now. We actually share the same birthday, so, I kind of, I'm not picking any sides right now, but, I definitely seen that before the fight, for sure.
Jaylon McDaniel is able to wrestle his way to a top position, and now Daeri Alderman trying to grab that Kimura. He'll attempt to use it as a sweep. Tell you what, McDaniel, Kenny, has done a great job when he gets into these positions of landing some important shots.
I tell you what, I'm really impressed with his composure so far because he's been in some tough situations. But right now he's in a tough situation with that heel hook. Alderman trying to twist the ankle, which is going to affect that left knee. That will create torque on the outside of the knee and cause damage there, but it doesn't matter. That's how you counter it, with punches raining down and gravity on your side. McDaniel's putting it on Alderman right now.
Well, through the first 6 weeks of PFL Challenger Series action, we've seen folks rewarded for the quick knockouts. We've seen folks rewarded for putting a full gamut of skill on display, and already round 1 not yet gone. Jaylon McDaniel has displayed excellent ground and pound, sharp striking on his feet, and some pretty excellent counter wrestling and submission defense.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, considering this is his pro debut, I'm really impressed with how he's been able to stay calm under these constant attacks from Alderman. And Alderman's been in some tough situations. He's, dealt with a lot of damage up to his face, to his body, and he continues to fight on. What a fight so far.
And now it's Jaylon McDaniel looking for that T-wrap.
Yeah, he lets go of the Kimura. Now is on that front headlock. Trying to counter. Could maybe go for a guillotine. Big knee to the face. Oh, brutal knee. Now going to the body.
Jaylon McDaniel muscles his way to the top position and goes back to work with his right hand.
Beautiful job getting underhooks, now landing some serious ground and pound into the guard of Alderman. Alderman has eaten a lot of shots. McDaniel has to be careful with the inside heel hook now. Has to keep his base here. See if he can get his knee to the mat, he'll be in a much better position. But now Alderman has kind of tied himself into the position and can eat a lot of punches here.
To Alderman's credit, he has continued to attack with these submission attempts. McDaniel has an answer for everything and continues. He'll close out the round with some more hammer fists from the top. Impressive first round for Jaylon McDaniel, but Daeri Alderman still very much in it.
Yeah, both these guys are so tough. Here's the start. Check out this start from McDaniel. Goes right out. 1-2, boom. Drops him right to a knee. Alderman goes right to his grappling, goes, oh, it's probably not a good idea to stand up with this guy. And really, it was the striking versus the grappling skills. Just a beautiful 1-2 combination. Jab didn't land, but that 2 did. The second combination did not. Alderman able to change levels. Alderman trying to take the back, but it was McDaniel here taking this back turtle position, landed some good ground and pound.
Okay, coach out.
What a first round from both men. And here's this knee. Oh, landed
Go back.
pretty heavy there. Wow.
Jaylon McDaniel in that first round, every time he had even a half second to throw something meaningful, he capitalized on it. That is impressive from any fighter.
Absolutely.
Much less someone making their pro debut. Jaylon McDaniel in the black trunks, Daeri Alderman in the gray. Round number 2 begins a little bit more slowly than the first frame.
Yeah, Alderman is definitely moving a little bit slower out there. He had to exert a lot of energy trying to get McDaniel to the floor.
We're going to bring in another special celebrity guest, Bo Nickel, 3-time NCAA wrestling champion at Penn State University. And we saw Daeri Alderman fighting over and over and over for what ultimately were unsuccessful takedown attempts. Bo, how much does that take out of the gas tank?
Oh, it takes a ton out of the gas tank. I was definitely impressed with McDaniel's wrestling defense. You know, his striking looked great, and then, you know, for Alderman to be consistent going for those takedowns and to be able to defend all of those was super impressive. I would definitely think that it took a lot of gas out of Alderman to knock out the defense.
Thanks to Bo Nickel for weighing in. He knows a thing or two about wrestling at a high level.
Yeah.
And as he's talking about it, you saw McDaniel lay that double leg attempt, just force the head down, and Alderman, his momentum carried him all the way into the cage.
Yeah, absolutely. The best kind of defensive wrestling is not letting them touch your legs, that he was able to frame off with his arms and kind of keep that distance. But Alderman able to get in on those legs now and in a much better position. McDaniel has that half butterfly guard. Let's see if he's able to elevate the hips of Alderman and get back to his feet here. But you see the head position there from Alderman. That is what's going to allow him to keep McDaniel on his back for a little bit longer here.
I tell you what, Guinea, dogged persistence, 5+ minutes of takedown attempts, and Daeri Alderman finally gets one that keeps McDaniel on the ground for some sizable time here. Let's see what he can do with it. Randy, are you surprised at that dogged, that pursuit? Because if you miss 2 or 3 or 4 attempts and you're getting tired the whole way through, sometimes people abandon ship. Alderman didn't.
Absolutely, that's persistence and resilience right there. He took some lumps, he just keeps coming forward. Very impressive counter wrestling and defensive wrestling by McDaniel as well.
Yeah, and you know, for those that know the story of Alderman, he works 50, 60 hours a week, then goes to train at 10, 11 o'clock at night. So, you know he wants this, you know he's been working hard for this. Both these guys have really battled throughout these rounds.
Vitor Belfort, how does Jaylon McDaniel get up off of his back here?
McDaniel has to understand he cannot go into the wrestling. He's not using his strike. He's so more experienced in the striking, you already know, but he has to move his hip, looking for the fence and get up and get the middle and don't look for the grappling. He has to stay on the outside. he's having much more advantage. But at the moment right now, he has to looking for a sweep and trying to get up. You don't want to be on the ground. This is a very bad position because he's losing the round.
McDaniel now able to sit up in a better butterfly guard. This is where he can either elevate the hips of Alderman or look for a get up himself. And he's using his legs to get underneath the hips there, where he's taking away the contact of the floor from Alderman. Let's see if he can elevate. Oh, now Alderman able to pass the legs, able to get a side control position. This is Alderman advancing position, much better position for him. McDaniel able to get back to a guard.
McDaniel blocks the full mount attempt with his right leg as Alderman tried to step over. Inside of 1 minute remaining in round number 2. And the wrestling of Alderman has been the story here.
You know, Sean, I'm really impressed. This is their first professional fight. I didn't have these skills in my first fight, so I'm really blown away. I've seen guys with much more experience be a lot sloppier than these two. This has been a fun, technical fight.
I feel a little bit attacked by that statement because 32 fights into my pro career, I'm not sure I had all the skills that we've seen on display here. In all seriousness, I mean, you've seen counter wrestling, submission attempts, submission defense, sharp striking, although that was more featured in the first round here. Good ground and pound from Jaylon McDaniel in the first frame. And now...
And he's a teenager, Sean. I mean, he's 19. Yeah. Unbelievable. And Alderman, only 26, showing a lot of grit and determination here, able to battle back and, in my opinion, win this round. So it's going to come down to round 3. How exciting is that?
Round 2 finishes a round apiece, according to Kenny Florian. Let's go inside the corner of Jaylon McDaniel and hear what Mr. Lima has to say.
If he gets in, we gotta wrestle hard in the beginning. All right, in the beginning. Keep it on your feet now, okay? You don't gotta follow him to the ground. You're landing something every time, okay? Pop and move. If he wrestles, oh, push away, pop, pop, pop. Keeping your distance still, okay? Hey, it's 1-1. You need this one, all right? We gotta go. We gotta go, okay? We gotta wrestle.
That's good, man. You're not even tired, dude. You're not even tired. He's tired. He probably feels the tiredness like you, but he's fucking tired. He's sitting down. Do your thing. Wrestle him. Okay? He's gonna be lazy. He's throwing lazy punches now. Okay?
Corners out.
All right, so you heard the advice from both corners there. The corner of Jaylon McDaniel, echoing what we heard from Vitor Belfort. Don't go to the ground. Don't concede that position. And Daeri Alderman, to his credit, does not look too much worse for the wear, despite the exhausting method of his fight plan here with all that wrestling.
Yeah, I thought that was excellent advice there from Lima, the cornerman for McDaniel, telling him to use the distance, keep him on the outside. You don't have to follow him to the ground.
Another 1-2 attempt here from Jaylon McDaniel. Daeri Alderman learned his lesson in the first round, stays out of range. Kenny, for me, this is where a pro debut gets incredibly interesting because it probably is a round apiece on the judges' scorecard. Neither of these guys are particularly experienced in mixed martial arts with 3 wins apiece. Who's got what it takes to push through in this final 5 minutes and get a win in the pro debut?
Yeah, and to keep the peace of mind, to stick to the game plan, stay disciplined. That is a big part of it as well. A lot of times you have the skills, but you can't execute when you need to. You know, doing to your mind, going a million miles an hour. Alderman in on a single now, trying to take it to the ground.
You hear the advice again from McDaniel's corner, wrestle first. All right, Todd Gurley coming down to the wire here potentially. Who's got what it takes in the 3rd round? Oh, reverse triangle attempt.
Right now, it look like it's 1-1. I just love the patience by both of them. Oh, wow. Alderman has a lot of grit, resiliency. McDaniels, I just like the calmness of everyone. This is their first fight, and man, it's definitely impressive. Like you said, I've seen professionals that's been in it for a while, and these guys look like they've been doing it for a while. So I just love the patience and calmness that they're showing. Good.
Jaylon McDaniel now finds himself glued to the mat once again.
You know, Sean, you mentioned the reverse triangle. I thought McDaniel should have stuck with it. That was very tight. It seemed like he let go and tried to disengage, but he might have had Alderman in some serious trouble had he held on to that.
Well, that's something that you might make a decision like that based on what, Kenny? On experience.
Right, exactly,
right?
exactly.
So we're perhaps seeing this pro debut situation on display there.
There he goes.
McDaniel able to kick Alderman off of him and get back to his feet.
Oh,
halfway through this third round.
Back and forth they go.
Randy, now McDaniel trying to scramble to the back. It looks
Sean
like
and Kenny, you guys both owe me a beer for that tandem. He's 19. This is the progression of MMA we're seeing right here. These guys have a lot more skills, composure than any of us had at this age. This is that third generation of MMA guys that saw us fighting and said, that's what I want to do. And they went about without that background or anything else, becoming well-rounded mixed martial artists.
Wow, excellent scramble there by McDaniel.
Alderman goes right back down onto the legs.
And I couldn't agree more with Randy. I mean, this is the evolution of the sport. This is how good these kids are getting now. They're starting at a much earlier age. They have the experience and knowledge of coaches and other fighters that have been doing it for a long time now. And man, these kids are getting very good.
Daeri Alderman with another takedown here. Just over a minute to go. Vitor.
I guess McDaniel is sometimes he's getting too excited. He has to disengage and listen to his corner, go to the strike. Alderman is doing an amazing job. He reminds me a lot of Randy, like, you know, he's on you, like he doesn't want to stop the grinding. So he has to get up. He cannot stay down. He's going to lose that round.
I think Vitor just called Randy annoying. I think that's what. But Alderman just, again, sticking to his game plan. Looks like he may finish on top, which is going to make it look good for him and the judges. And he just continues to chip away and take McDaniel out of his game plan.
Our first fight of the night drawing to a close here. And Kenny, if it's going to be like this for everyone's pro debut, the bar has clearly been raised.
Yes, absolutely. Nice get up there by McDaniel.
Stop.
They will finish there.
Wow. 3
rounds of professional mixed martial arts action for the very first time in Jaylon McDaniel's career, in Daeri Alderman's career, and we go to the judges' scorecards. We'll have a winner for you next on Fubo TV. After 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges score the bout 29-28 for your winner by unanimous decision, Daeri Alderman. All right, I'm here with the winner, Daeri Alderman. Pro debut, successful, still undefeated. Let's talk about how that fight started, though. The 1-2, the 2 lands, drops you a little bit. You get right to the wrestling. First round wasn't going your way. You stuck it out. You wrestled your way to a victory here. Did it go the way you thought it would?
Oh, hell no. I didn't plan on getting dropped that early, but I wanted to take him out. He was way stronger than I thought, but I knew, like, if I just weather it in the first, I can just grind him out in the second and third. I get better after round 1. Just cardio.
Well, the cardio paid off here. Let's see what our celebrity panel thought. Over to you, Julie Stewart-Binks.
Thanks, Sean. Well, we heard that Vitor Belfort said that Daeri Alderman reminded him of Randy Couture. I got to ask you, Randy, what do you think of that?
Well, it was definitely a grinding performance, and that was certainly part of my style. Great job in using your wrestling, being resilient, recovering from that initial shock of getting put on your butt. You did a really, really good job. Very impressed with you. Great submission attempts as well.
Let's bring in Todd Gurley. What did you like about Daeri's pro debut tonight?
Well, unlike Sean, he wasn't swinging with his eyes closed on his pro debut. But, you know, the first round wasn't going his way. He was able to bounce back the second round and the third round. Just a lot of grit, you know. He never gave up. He took up the champ and he was able to move on and conquer himself.
Vitor, I know you've been very impressed with Daeri. What kind of potential do you think he has?
I think Alderman, I just want to tell you one thing. You're going to be amazing. You remind a lot of Randy. I fought 3 times. You are like a glue. But when you start understanding and learning that strike and start changing levels and a lot of things, you're going to be a danger fighter, man. You have a lot of heart, a lot of grit. Just make sure you're moving your head. Just a lot of things. I think you have a long things to do, man. Congrats.
Yeah, for sure. Congrats.
Daeri Alderman, successful at his pro debut here on the PFL Challenger Series.